To order and welcome everybody to the committee today, and thank Secretary Wilkie in particular and all the members of the VA staff for being here today. You're going to get a lot of questions, I know, and hopefully give us a lot of good answers, and then we'll hopefully get some good results at the end of the year and be moving in the right direction. But we had the committee and the VA had a good year to get last year. We got a lot of things squared away that hadn't been needed to be addressed for some time. We got some laws passed y'all wanted for some time, said you needed for some time, and we gave them to you, and we're going to look for the results this year. And that's what we're going to be reviewing, is making sure we're making progress with results, not just promises. And I think we will be able to do that. This is an important meeting today. This is our annual review of the budget. The President's budget came out a few days ago. The VA's budget is a significant one and significantly increased. We have a unique situation. We get more money than anybody in increases every year. As a percentage, however you want to calculate it, money is not our problem. Now, I know there's some people in this room say, oh, yes, it is. I need this much more, I could do this. But we've looked out for our veterans. We know we're paying for benefits they've earned, and we know we got to finance them. And I'm proud the President's budget is up 9.1, is that right? 9.5, and $220 billion, correct? And that's a huge budget. But what I want to do this morning in my opening remarks is really just focus a little bit on this year and then how we came to where we are. First thing I want to do is thank the VSOs. I changed the way we do this meeting. Used to, they came in with a second panel. First panel was the Secretary. Second panel was all the VSOs. That took a lot of time. It diminished the value of each person's testimony. And we've just finished with meetings with all the VSOs, with all the VSOs, over the last 5 weeks anyway. So the important thing I asked the VSOs to do was to submit their testimony in writing and submit the questions they want specifically to have answered in writing, and then we get those. And they submitted some terrific questions and prompted great thought on my part and other members' part as we went over those and reviewed those questions, and they'll be sent for answers to the Secretary, and Mr. Secretary, I'm going to expect an answer on all of them. And I want to thank the VSOs for the time they put into it, and make sure you know that just because I didn't include you in terms of verbal testimony at this meeting, and not because we didn't want to hear from you, I want to see that what we heard from you actually got done. So I ask you to submit it in writing, and we'll submit that to the VA, and then we'll follow up on it rather than have it lost somewhere in the ecosystem once you've said it here and it's gone wherever it goes. Second thing I want to do today is talk about two meetings we have coming up that I'm going to insist. I promised members. I try and keep my promises. We've done amazingly well on that, and it's because we had cooperation by all the committee, particularly ranking member. But number one, Senator Manchin had asked for a discussion on burn pits and toxic exposure, et cetera. We're going to have a meeting on toxic exposure. It will come later in the year after we have begun to swallow the Blue Water Navy. My understanding is that it's true, Mr. Secretary Wilkie, that the Blue Water Navy court decision is not being challenged. Is that right?
That would be my recommendation from VA.
Yeah, and VA has recommended that, which I appreciate, and I have offered that opinion as well, and I think that's what's going to end up happening. And if that happens, we're going to be in the process of beginning to swallow a big bite and chew it and dissolve it and get it. Was happy to learn from the Secretary that 51 people have already been treated that would have been eligible for that benefit, Blue Water Navy benefit anyway. Is that correct?
51,000.
51,000. And I appreciate the Secretary and the VA doing such a thorough job as far as Blue Water Navy is concerned in anticipation of what this committee and the other committee in the House did on Blue Water Navy. So hopefully that will continue. The other is access standards. The big fellow sitting to my right has made it clear to me that access standards are a big thing with him. Well, they're a big thing with me too. Because if you really think about it, if the recently published for comment rules and standards for access of community care, once those are finished, then in Alaska and in Kansas and in North Dakota, South Dakota, Georgia, Montana, everywhere, our more rural veterans in more rural areas, how it's working for them to get them the care they need as quickly as we can. Get a system that works so doctors want to be a part of it. Get our third-party administrator working to make sure that they've got a good repertoire of doctors available to be chosen from to meet the standards. It's just terrific. So I'm going to focus on access standards at our next meeting, which we have in April the 10th. Is that right? Yes. And we're going to focus on access standards. I'm going to encourage everybody to be there, because if we do one thing this year, if we can get that working, that's the part of choice that was hard. That's the part of choice that had the most problems. And we can get it working right for the VA and the veteran and right for us, then we're going to have taken care of our single biggest problem in terms of operations out there on a daily basis in terms of veterans benefits. So with that said, I'll end my opening remark and turn to, I guess I should, have I welcomed the Secretary yet? I'll let you have your opening remark, then I'll welcome the Secretary. Thank you, Senator Tester. For everybody's benefit here, I think I heard without exception at our hearings of the VSOs, we ain't gonna privatize, said 100 times. I didn't have a single person write me, call me, trip me up, throw me down the steps or anything else wanting to privatize the VA, and I have no interest in doing so. So let's just put that sign behind the bathroom door rather than the front door. Let's talk about making the VA the best VA we can make it and be what our veterans want it to be, which John's right, they like it their VA. And that's why they call it my VA. They just want it to be a little bit better, and that's what we want to make it a little bit better, better in its accountability and better in its results, and that's what we'll be talking about. With that said, talking about better, we have the best guy you could ever have in terms of Secretary of the VA. Robert Wilkie's, I did not know Mr. Wilkie until he was appointed, I guess. That's the first time we met. I learned quite quickly he's got a good bedside manner. He's really easy to talk to. He just has a resonant voice. He's very easygoing, knows some great jokes that are all clean. He's just a terrific guy all the way around. But the good thing about it is he doesn't just have a good personality and a good demeanor. He likes to get the job done, and he talks in measures that are accountable, that hold himself accountable, and I appreciate that. And I think with his type of persona, we already are seeing improvements in results with the VA. We got a long way to go. They do a lot of things well, and we're proud of those things. We want to do the things we don't do well better, and take some of our problems that have been hanging on with us for a long time and get those problems solved. And I think Robert Wilkie is the man to do it, and I'm really pleased to work with him and John Tester and the members of my committee in the Senate to see to it we finish the job. We'll never finish the job, but continue the job of improving the Veterans Administration for the benefit of our vets. With that said, I could go over your military background, the fact that you're a good Southern boy, and all those good things, Robert, but instead I'd like to say we have a great Secretary of the Veterans Administration. I'm proud to work with Robert Wilkie, appreciate what he does, and I'm proud to introduce him for as much time as he might consume, except remind him that how much he does consume may consider how much we enjoy what he has to say, so don't take too much of it.